Okay, so now we're recording. So this is like an impromptu. No, it's not impromptu. This morning I had an impromptu call in the free branding group, and I decided to do it again because it made complete sense, um, and it will help you. Okay, so I came out of the closet. I promised that I made a vow that I would completely abandon all old and still selling techniques and launching techniques, and that I just wouldn't do it anymore. So traditionally, I'm sitting outside. I'm on my hammock and it's sitting, and there are planes out there, and there occasionally a car comes by, so you hear stuff. Okay, but so bear with me. Um, I so traditionally selling launching goes like, um, do a free something, you give away something, and then people will come to you, and then in exchange for that you want something from them, and then you try to get as many as possible people in there. Now, um, some people, and then so you give them like 5 times, 5 days, or 7 days, and then you do an upsell and then downsell. So it's all strategy. And I'm not saying everything doesn't work, but I just don't want to do it anymore. And the reason I'm not want to do it anymore is because it pressures it it um it brings up fear, it brings up fatigue, it brings up not feeling enough. It just, it's eating up your soul, my soul at least. So I'm just not that person, and I've done it almost 30 times or maybe even more, and I'm done. I just don't want to do it anymore. So instead, I came up this morning, just like meep, divine intervention. Thank you. Uh, I got this list of 9 things that you need to do, and I wrote them down so I can read it for you. So, are you ready? Get your pen, because I'm going to share with you how to launch the brave way. So, number one is, before you start your launch, actually, before you do anything, be that person. Okay, be that person who already is there. Completely show up, like fully be completely present, and it's not, do not push out anything out of you, it's outside of you, just be there. So be that person. Number two, hold space. You want to sell something. We try to drag, traditionally we learn to drag people into our circle, right? We're not going to do that. We just hold space. And holding space is really difficult because it means that we need to make ourselves bigger. And so it feels almost like unnatural for us to do, but I want you to try it anyway. And you can try it by actually visualizing a larger space around you, and also by making yourself bigger. Not like this, but to do the opposite of this. So we do this, and then now make yourself really bigger and larger, I mean, and in that space you can receive money and people and clients and customers, but you just need to feel that space around you. Now, number three, this is my favorite tip, is make the list of love, and make it with love. Now, write a list of people who you would love to work with. And it can be people you already know, people you have no idea who they are, but you just saw them and you think, I really like you. Just, and you know this feeling when you go like, oh, if she would sign up, or if she would buy something for me, how amazing would that be? And because when you sell something, it's an exchange of love, right? It's energy exchange. So the list of love, and what you do is you write a list of all the people you want to work with, or you want to sell something to, and then there is probably a list of people you know, and then there is a list of people you do not know because you haven't met them yet. But it's very important for you to remember and to really feel into it that they are there already. Okay, so it's not like they will be born in 5 seconds from now. They're in the world for a couple of years already. At least they can pay you. So they are already there. Now you can make little star for them, or a heart, or an animal drawing, or a little flower, but make something that um, that represents who they are to you, even though you've never met them. And these are probably people who are looking at you for a while already. I know, I hear this all the time, that there are people who are watching me and who have never worked with me, but they see me coming and going, and then suddenly they go, yes, this is interesting. So bring people into your energy. Number 4, visualize being with them. What you do is you establish a heart-to-heart connection with the people who are not yet in your group, if you're selling a group program, for instance. And then you mix them with the people who are already there. So what you do is you visualize, and you can do this every morning, every evening before you go to sleep, or just during the day. You visualize a circle or any other form that works for you. Okay, and then you go from person to person, and you either give them a hug or a hand, or you touch them, or they touch you, or you just stand opposite of them. It's all how you're wired, what works for you. But you need to feel the presence of that other person. So you go, um, you bring them into your um, energy field. Then you will notice that things come up. I'm going to be brutally honest here. I noticed that around 23, my visualization started to waver. And then I thought, oh, there's something here. There is something, I somehow I feel I cannot make this group larger than 23. And I really want to have more than 23. But so I just went inside, and I invite you to do the same. And I felt everything that was there. So if you do some, and then I made like the big flash, which is that you imagine that all these feelings that are there. So it's like anger, resentment, jealousy, shame, um, this feeling of I do not deserve it, resentment, or all those pains, and we all have them. You just visualize them like little black blobs in your body, and then you visualize a huge white light, and it sort of flashes right through you, and it takes out all the dirt and everything that shouldn't be there. It's gone. It's all pain, and let it go. And then you visualize that they go through the soles of your feet into the center, to thick roots that come out of the soles of your feet, and they go into the center of the earth, and then they're evaporated in the big fire inside the earth. So that is how you can clean yourself all the time. And then you will notice that you can go to 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and go on and on and on and on. And see, by working like this, it's easier for you. So it makes it easier because you probably feel something. So normally we are ruled by the numbers, right? We say, I got 5,000 people signed up for my freebie thing, for my challenge or my free program. So that's 2% or 1%. So 50 people, 100 people maybe will sign up for my program, and then it just doesn't happen, or even the sign up at the beginning doesn't happen because we're ruled by fear and by feeling too small because we forgot to be that person. So now, by enlarging to widen to widen your feeling for the people who might want to be, who might want to work with you, or who will work with you, or who will benefit from working with you, you constantly stay in touch with them, and in a way that feels aligned and real. So that way you can see if there is a natural end of number of people you'd like to work with. And maybe you stay at one, and whatever you do, nothing happens. It's a clear message. It's a clear message that you are supposed right now to work one-on-one with someone. And if you keep sitting or standing opposite that person in your mind's eye or in your visualization, and you feel that it's good, you can feel it at every level in your body, then go and work one-on-one with someone. Because apparently you're supposed to follow that right now. So I hope this makes sense. Then do the cut. Number 5 is do the color exercise. So you can do the color exercise by thinking about someone you already work with, and someone that you admire, love, and you know that that person really benefited from you. And if you haven't worked with someone, or you haven't really sold something, then find the person that you're quite sure about will one day buy something from you. Now, you close your eyes. Yeah, close your eyes, and then imagine that there is a ray of light coming from your heart straight to the heart of the other person. So it's not a straight line, but it's a little diagonal from heart to heart. And then this beam of light will be returned, and from your buyer, sellers, your coachee, or whoever it is you want to work with, and it comes straight back to you. So you made a heart-to-heart connection there. Now, in your mind's eye, go back to your feet. And so you probably need to do this while standing up. And then imagine that a light is coming from your feet. And it's like it's like you're standing on this huge dot, the two of you. Maybe it's even circulates, maybe it moves, maybe there's movement, but look for the color that's coming there. So whatever color is coming up is okay. Okay, so do this, and maybe you can even pause and just do this and then come back. Okay, now the color that comes up, so I did this morning with my group, and the color that came up was mustard yellow. It was like the first color that came up, which was nice because it's one of my brand colors. If this is, by the way, how we work in the mastermind. We just do everything on intuition. We just bring in the colors like this instead of making it all scientific and so bring the colors from here. Um, so this now is a color that connects me and my soul clients. And there is a lot of yellow in it, but now I realize that there isn't a lot of yellow in my sales page, which means that I'm going to add a little bit of yellow there because it's the color that makes me completely connect to you. If you are, if maybe you are one of the future brave masterminders. So more yellow it is. Um, so the color that comes up, use it a lot, or get a beautiful scarf and wear it. Make sure it's in your pictures. So bring it out there so people recognize it. It's all energy, right? The colors are energy, your mission is energy, your website is energy, the other people are energy. So it's all about resonating and being in alliance, being in the same sort of flow. Number 6 is being out there consistently, like always. You cannot only show up during a launch. It will ruin everything because now people will get to know you as that person who is selling something. You don't want to be known as the person who is selling something. You want to be known as the person who is delivering um, worth or value to their lives, who's giving them goosebumps. You want to be known as someone who is of service, someone who is changing lives and in your own way, um, or someone who is passionate about something. Someone who inspires you. That is how you want to be known. So be out there consistently means um, go back to one by being that person, then find out who your soul client is. Oh, this way. Okay, we'll do that. It's mastermind material, brave mastermind material. But anyway, be out there, okay, all the time in a way that feels real and honest and sincere and most of all authentic. Um, Authentic, by the way, doesn't mean that you are this cute person who's always looking beautiful. Okay, authentic means that you are really, really, really real. Um, Number 7. So you're having this launch, and now nothing happens. So what you do is you go back to your sales page, you go back to your material, you go back to everything you've been posting, and you tweak and go and tweak and see if something happens. Maybe you need different images. If nothing happens, you're not clear. So um, being clear, it's also 7. Yeah, so being clear is super duper important. Now, one of the ways you can do this is by being in a mastermind. So let me be completely clear. If you are in Brave Mastermind, you can share your sales pages. I am pro links. I am anti selling, to be doing scary selling stuff, but I'm completely pro, hey, I wrote this article. Does it make sense? Because what we need is a group of people who go through your sales page and who tell you, I I don't feel anything. I really don't get what your message is about, and there's no way I want to click the yes button. So then you need to want to be with a group of people who will be brutally honest from a loving kind of place and share with you um, if whatever you're doing, if that makes sense, if they get it, because maybe you're all passionate about it, but if the outside world doesn't feel what you're doing, then they will not buy from you. I know, really, I know coaches who are like completely out there, who constantly tweak, they constantly change, they always um, make things better. So um, it's one of the reasons why you need to be with a group of like-minded women, is that people need to be able to tweak and see, and you need to get their feedback, their honest, real feedback. Otherwise, you're just working and working and nothing happens. So, a group tweaking, make clear that what you say matters, that it touches people. Because all you want in the end is that people say, yes, I want to work with you. So that's number 7. Number 8 is ask. Ask if people want to work with you. Like I'm asking you, if you feel that working with me or being in the Brave Mastermind is something that will completely change your business and will help you and support you, then I really love you to say yes. So it's the level of honesty. It's because you give people the opportunity to bring change into their lives. So is it scary? Actually, it's not. I know there will be more people who say no than there are people who say yes. So what you do is you always talk to those who feel there is a yes in their heart. There are always also people who have a no in their heart. And that's completely okay, because they need to say yes to someone else. Or they say yes to you, but maybe in a year or 2 years or 5 years. So you talk to the people with the yes in their heart. Okay? It's really important, especially if it's getting a little bit, you feel the energy going down. Oh, about energy, keep your energy up, right? Like drinking water, nourish yourself, have a massage in between, take time off, do like little hammock time, like I'm doing right now. Um, so the other thing is reach out in person. Just I'm doing this too. I'm reaching out to people in person. I tell them I'm thinking about you, and then some people say, "Hey, let me think about this," and other people say, "No, no, I'm okay," and both is completely okay. So take time, right? It's really important. So number 9 is you still need to work with a beginning and an end. So you still need to start the real launch, where you pump up the volume, so to say, and then give yourself a certain amount of time. So do not do the 5 days thing or the 7 days thing, because people need time. Okay, I know you need time. There are always a couple of people who go like, yes, I'm in, like the early adapters. Um, I'm actually an early adapter. I just jump whenever I feel, and then I'm not thinking things over. Just go for it. But I know the majority of people need time. They need to carry this in their heart. They need to meditate on it. They need to think things over, because you, whatever it is you're selling or doing, you are about to change something in people's life. And people need to think this over. Is this something I really want? So it's not just about you, it's very much about them. And we need to give people their process. We need to give people time to process what it is. You don't want to push them, but you are gently guiding them. So give yourself for the whole process, give yourself around 2.5 weeks. It makes it much easier. Maybe a week is more your time. Maybe 2 weeks is what feels good for you. But you can even invite people in at a later date and say, hey, I've been thinking about you. This is what I can do for you. Is this something that you will benefit from? So um, actually, that's the whole story. So these are the 9 points. There's much more, but these 9 things need to be in your launch period. Okay, it's always you start with being that person, and when you completely own that person, you completely be that person, you go to the doing thing. So then you take every action you need to take, or that feels like you really need to take it. And this is a learning process. Everything is a learning process. And then you do everything you need to do in order to go to the having part. So the having part is just the last thing at your triangle of being, doing, having. So I really hope this makes sense. I'll go into the group later to see if there are questions about this. And I'm going to send this to everyone on my list. And hopefully you will benefit from this much. So, oh, there's one thing I want to say. So it's about the feminine and the masculine thing, right? You Launching and selling is actually being in your business is the most divine way of mixing and bringing together the masculine and the feminine parts within us. So we both got these, whether you're a guy or a girl, you both got the feminine and the masculine parts. I know that in me, the masculine part is um, pretty strong. So I'm hardwired for working myself into the ground, um, which is really not a good thing. Um, so the masculine thing is the taking actions, the being out there even when you actually really don't completely want it. So you need to let them play, right? In order to make it fun for you. Fun also very important. Um, and so it's the actions, it's the boundaries, it's the because you need to make sure that people will pay you. You need to be clear about the boundaries of your program. You get this, but you do not get that. I will teach you this, but I will not teach you that. It all needs to be super duper clear. Okay, the other side, the feminine side, is all about I'm holding space for you, I'm guiding you, I'm there for you. And it's also, so it's the creative guys aside, it's the um, make people feel good about just themselves. It's also the part about making yourself feel good about yourself. So it's basically it's a masculine and feminine dance that you're dancing. So I hope this makes sense. I love doing this so much. I also hope that if this brings joy, if you recognize this as something that will help you to be out there, not to be out there, but to be aligned and to be real and to show up in a way that comes straight from your heart. And that is because our business is a way of our business is not just our business, right? Our business is a part of ourselves, and it's just a way of us it's just our communication with the outside world to make the world a better place. So I hope it makes sense, and if you feel the yes in your heart, then I hope you will join us very soon. I'll send you the link so that you can see if the yes is completely and fully there. Okay, bye. Have a beautiful day.